It is indeed the richest place on earth, but has the poorest citizens. It is the wealthiest country in the world in terms of natural resources, has an estimated evaluation of over $84 trillion in two top demanded minerals. That is equivalent to the GDP of the whole of Europe and the United States combined together. It produces 70% of the world's coltan, a product that is required in all and almost all information technology systems. The world's largest cobalt reserves are found there. Over 80 million hectares virgin forests and farmland. Only 8% has been used, which means that such real estate is in demand, and countries like China, United States, and many others will be battling to control these virgin forests because they are filled with trees and natural abundance as well as wildlife. It is often said this place is the first lung of the planet and is followed by the Amazon. It is the biggest volume and supply of fresh water on earth. Why would this place sustain global technology, yet its citizens mire in abject poverty and squalor? It is the poorest country, but it is the richest country in the world in terms of natural resources. Where is this? Is it in Europe, Asia, or South America? Who are the citizens? Why is such a situation allowed to prevail? Europeans masterminded this nightmare and continue to benefit. Here is their evil. You can see there, these hands were chopped off, cut off. You can see here mass genocide of these people. Where is this happening? You can see there the Europeans starved our ancestors so they can steal our natural wealth. You can see that these are the people that are starving. You can count the ribs there. You can see that these people were detained. These people are shackled, and these people cannot do anything. They are oppressed. We ask, what did we do to be treated like this? They raped our ancestors and abused them like pieces of trash beyond mere human. You can see here, he's gloating. He's just about to rape one of our ancestors. Why? Why is this happening? There you can see he is shooting this man in water just for pleasure. And he's pleading for his mercy. To the white Arabs and their cousins in Europe, what did Africa do against you? You treat us this way. You see here, he's riding, he's having a ride. They're carrying him across. And they're walking. Why? Why do we have to be treated this way? Again, you can see here, they're chopping off his leg using a machine. And you can see here, one of our ancestors is captured here, trying to fight and ward off this evil. You can see that here they are saying natives of Nsongo district are a concession with the hands of their two countrymen, Lingomo and Bolengo, murdered by rapper sentries in May 1904. You can see they're holding hands there. Their mates were murdered and their hands are chopped off. Why? This is the genocide that continues unabated today. You can see that these people were shot and killed and dumped in a truck. And you can see that she had the intestines pulled out and chopped, the genitals cut off and smashed. And there are the skeletons of all those that have perished. It's happening in one of the richest countries on earth. This richest country has not even been spared by its own sellout black leadership. This country and this place is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It is, without doubt, the richest country in resources, yet poorest country in the world. This tragedy is not an accident. It is a well-planned European device. These are the ancient kingdoms that were found in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This is the only place called Congo. And there is the Lunda, and there is the Katanga, Msiri, there is the Luba, there is the Cuba, And all of this is Cuba, and it is found in the Central Africa. Now, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, there is the world's largest reserves of cobalt, huge quantities of the world's diamonds, gold and copper, coltan, uranium, tin, copper, cobalt, huge reserves of crude oil, tungsten and tin. The Congo is a massive country, the size of Western Europe. Henry Morton Stanley, the French and the Belgian Leopold, planned the continuous suffering of Africa's vast and richest empire. For those of us and those of you who want to know the devil or the son of the devil, this is the devil. This man represented here, this is Satan, the devil. Now, he is the man, so-called King Leopold of Belgium, who was the butcher of the Congo. He killed about 15 million Congolese. He mutilated many and caused untold suffering of the people in the Congo. The problems in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or the Congo, began with the Berlin Evil Conference and the technological advancement and also the envy of Europe. Leopold too was natural evil, a psychopath. He was very greedy, a very insecure person who was filled to the brim with envy due to the small size of his kingdom, the Belgian. You can see this is Europe, and you can see this is Belgium. This is tiny, small little thing, small little place, yet very powerful and very influential because of other forces and other events behind the scenes. The Berlin Conference gave him the whole of Africa. He formed the Force Publique in the Congo. This consisted mostly of European officers from various countries, not just Belgium, as well as many African sellout soldiers. The Force Publique terrorized, enslaved, and murdered many of the Congolese and reduced its population so much. Methods they used included cutting off of hands of innocent people who refused to collect at first ivory and then rubber, as well as whipping women, children, men into obedience. It was a common practice for Force Publique personnel to cut off people's hands as proof of their killing and their efficient use of bullets. This happened in Africa. This happened this century, instigated by this European Satan, the devil, Leopold II of Belgium. The history of the exploitation of the resources of the Congo, while it was owned by Leopold II, is one of the bloodiest stories of modern history. Was dictating the rules that Congolese people expropriated all their lands and resources, and incited his private army, the security forces, to use all kinds of torture, kidnapping, and murder to subdue the population, forced labor. In a very short period of time, he became one of the richest men in the world because of Africa. Do you know why Rwanda hates the Congolese? Because the Congolese were coerced to kill Rwandese and Burundians. When World War II broke out in 1914, more than 300,000 Congolese were forced to fight against other blacks from the German-controlled colony of Rwanda and Burundi. This was sowing a division, and that's why today there is enmity between our own brothers. However, for the Congo, independence came on the 30th of June 1960, but disaster was still awaiting them, worse perhaps or greater in intensity than what we have narrated already. Patrice Lumumba was the first democratically elected leader of the Democratic Republic of the Congo in 1960. And he had given a speech that independence was not enough, but that independence would be enough if Africans benefited from the great wealth in their soil. There is the great man one of the greatest politicians, the only of the 3 politicians that ever walked Africa in contemporary times. Patrice Lumumba is one of them. The other one is Thomas Sankara. And you can find this on the slide that is indicated there. Now, 1960 June, Congo becomes independent, Democratic Republic of Congo, with Patrice Lumumba as Prime Minister. 1961, only 1 year later, in February, Lumumba was murdered. Only 1 year, Lumumba was murdered, reportedly, with the United States Central Intelligence Agents work, an African sellout, and Belgian complicity. The state of being involved with others in an illegal activity or wrongdoing, that's the term complicity. Why was Lumumba killed? Because and assassinated? Because Lumumba had tried to quell the unrest that had started, which was instigated by Belgium, and he went to Russia for help. But of course, Russians are Europeans. They all sided with the United Nations. They ignored him and left him to be murdered. Patrice Lumumba, in 1959, Belgium begins to lose control over events in the Congo following serious nationalist riots in Leopoldville, now called Kinshasa. In 1960, Congo becomes independent with Patrice Lumumba as its prime minister. Congolese army mutinies. There are videos and proofs of the involvement of the CIA because Lumumba was refusing to allowing foreigners to extract minerals and was cancelling licenses, mining licenses. These are proofs. Belgian troops sent in ostensibly to protect Belgian citizens and mining interests. The United Nations Security Council votes to send in troops to help establish order, but the troops are not allowed to intervene in internal affairs. President dismisses Lumumba as prime minister. Lumumba is then arrested. In 1961, Lumumba is assassinated by his own brothers and sisters, abused and used by the Europeans. And the greatest African political sellout emerged. Here you can see him. Who do you think he's working with? He's working with Chirac. France is already taking control. And there he is in the United States with Ronald Reagan. The African devil, Mobutu. Well known, he was well known for corruption, nepotism, embezzlement of between 4 and 15 billion United States dollars during his reign. He renamed the country the Republic of Zaire. Zaire was the name for his grandmother. In 1972, Mobutu renamed himself Mobutu Sese Seko Nkuku Nkibentu wa Zabanga, meaning the all-powerful warrior who, because of his endurance and inflexible will to win, goes from conquest to conquest, leaving fire in his wake. What did he do? Destroying his own people. What kind of evil can a person be? What kind of evil can a politician be? Katanga and rebels based in Angola invaded Zaire in 1977 in retaliation for Mobutu's support for anti-MPLA rebels. France, here we are, airlifted 1,500 Moroccan paratroopers into the country and repulsed the rebels, ending Shaba 1. The rebels attacked Zaire again in great numbers in the Shaba 2 invasion in 1978. The governments of Belgium and France deployed troops with, listen to this one, logistical support from the United States and defeated the rebels again. There you can see now the modern wars that have bedeviled the Democratic Republic of Congo. You can see here from Chad here. You can see from the Sudan. You can see from Uganda, from Rwanda, from Burundi, from Zimbabwe, from Namibia, from Angola. All these have been involved in either pro-government military intervention or anti-government military intervention. You can see that there is a lot of oil there. See oil there. There is oil in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Why? What's going on here? The 1990s disaster, the second war in the Congo. Kabila deposed and removed Mobutu Sese Seko. And Kabila's son is now the president. there were other leaders in between, but we want to concentrate on these major ones. President Kabila, now fearing a possible plan of former Rwandan Tutsi allies to give DRC control to Rwanda, thanked and dismissed them. That is Laurent Kabila, the senior. Rwandan Tutsi, when he was doing this, his son was still in Rwanda. Rwandan Tutsi troops attacked the Democratic Republic of the Congo because they were being sent by France and Belgium again. Kabila was starting to revise the contracts. Ugandan troops attacked DRC to maintain their influence in the region, so they will continue to extract. Here we go. Angola, Zimbabwe, and Namibia helped Kabila and the DRC. This is when Zimbabwe became involved. This started in 1998 and it involved 8 African nations. It is arguably the largest modern war in Africa. And estimated, listen to the figures here, 5.4 million people died as a result of the war and its aftermath, making it the deadliest worldwide conflict since World War II. Just think how many black people were killed there. 5.4 million. War was officially ended in 2006, but hostilities still continue today. Women were often the targets of violence and mutilation by soldiers. You can see here the countries that were involved. You can see this is the place. You can see these are Zimbabwean troops going to the DRC. Now, because of the principal manufacturers of computers and cell phones and video games, this war is known as the Colton War. And it will not stop. Under pressure from numerous governments, the media avoids talking about this. So, stopping this war would force companies to obtain coltan legitimately at fair market value while ensuring humane work and conditions. But they don't want to do that. There is the problem, modern problem of the Congo. We will show you the other older problem. It is the uses of this metal called coltan. You can get this from Pinterest site that is shown there, where you visualize Africa's coltan trade, where it is going. You see these companies, Intel, Nintendo, Sony, and Nokia, Apple, all these major companies and many other military industrial complex companies use this product. So this is the case of Africa. Let us look again opposite, far in ancient times. The old kingdom based in Kemet, which Kemet was the last of the 7 great kingdoms that emerged in Africa. So, during the old kingdom, there was trade between Kemet, which is modern day Sudan, Egypt, and sub-Saharan Africa. In addition to the trade, the old kingdom had vast cultural exchange. A governor of Aswan named Harakufa went on 3 expeditions into the interior and visited the Congo basin about 2130 BCE. He and his caravan traveled more than 1,000 miles across the Sahara Desert to the Ituri rainforest in Central Africa, where he visited the Twa people. So that's clear. The Congo had great people before all this demise. You can see one of their art, greatest sculpturing. You can never see this anywhere on earth. This is the old kingdom in the Congo. Many other kingdoms of Congo, kingdoms of Matamba, kingdoms of Angola, Odongo, Dingi or Dingi. These are Angunis, Kakunu, and Unu, and Benguela, and La Kakonda, and the Lower Bembi, and also Quimbos, and the Upper Pembi, and Pemba, and Malemba or Malema. So these are our kingdoms. Great kings and queens and fantastic governance. You can see an example. Although he had converted, Don Alvaro VI was king of the Congo, giving audience to the Dutch in 1642. This is in Africa. Can you see? This is in Africa with lights. This is in Africa. You can see there Don Alvaro, king of Congo, giving audience to the Dutch in 1642. Look at that. look at the fantastic development. You can see our king. He is wearing the yarmulke. You see, he is Hebrew, full Hebrew. He's wearing the yarmulke all the times. And there he is wearing his Urim and Thummim. Now, this is more to prove that the Congolese had a great talent of art. You speak of technology. You can see these are the Congo blacksmiths. You can see they are using, this is the origin of iron and steel making. This is the product, the knife they made, or many knives they make. And this is the sculpturing of the god, Pam. You can see, or Kinum. You can see the connections there. Now, loving people, the Congolese are just loving people. And they produce great musicians and dancers. Their music is called soukous or rumba, a fusion of Caribbean as well as African. The dominant force there is the drum and the guitar playing. The origins of the guitar is Africa. You can see this is an old guitar. Don't tell us the Portuguese or Spanish. The guitar was invented and crafted in ancient Africa. I'm showing you there. So Congolese soukous, you can see these are musicians. This is Papa Wemba. This is Franco. This is Kofi Olomide. There are many fantastic and great musicians. So the Congolese has given us great, and it has suffered a lot. Now, in conclusion, therefore, of the African colonizers, France tops the list on being strategically long planning and cunning as well as manipulative. Therefore, we can only neutralize all this if we exercise unlimited African unity. African unity is the key. Unity must begin at the grassroots, and as soon as a groundswell arises, this will change and challenge the tides. Of course, it is already taking place. Be involved. Subscribe to this channel, spread the message, and share African love. There is only one way. That way is reclaiming our ancestral riches, the historical Egypt and Kush, and all other achievements in other continents of our ancestors, as well as use of our natural resources and riches. Let's tell the colonizer, so kwanele. Hamba kachana. Thank you. Goodbye.